All right. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Man, whew. Second stream. This is a little bit exciting. The first stream I did with you guys was, man, it was really something. But I'm really excited to get this one going again, and I can't wait to get started. There are just a few settings that I have to enable so that I can see a couple of things, chiefly the chat. I definitely want to make sure that I'm seeing the chat here. So let me just go to my YouTube right here. And I'm going to keep those windows open so that I can see. And we'll go from there. So today we're going to take a look at a source that was suggested to me by a patron. Now, a little bit earlier in 2022, there were see a couple of. Hang on, just have to stop the double. There we go. And hello, Dello Yellow, first one here. What is going down, Dello Yellow? You know, it's funny when I think about that. I think about Homestar Runner for some odd reason. So yeah, I'm just gonna take some time to look at the chat here and there, make sure that I am not leaving anybody out. I always love it when everybody pitches in, just like they did last time. Anyhow, let's do this thing. We are going to take a look at a source that was, like I said, suggested to me by a patron. The thing about this source is that it's a really talky source, which I absolutely love, because usually when it comes to sources, you have to be really picky when it comes to them. Yeah, I mean, with YouTube Poops, obviously just about anything can be done. But you always want to make sure that you're picking sources that you're comfortable with, that you have that you feel good about, or that you have something to say about. And it's really hard to do something like that when you're doing Patreon picks or suggestions. That's why I don't typically do them. But when you watch them enough, and when you decide that you want to go right onto it, usually it's because you have some sort of connection, or you have something to say about them. So with this source, we're actually going to be taking a look at a source that I actually really, really like as a video. Just as a video in general, because, I mean, here's the thing. I'd never heard of this person before I took this pick. The video itself has me really curious about what, what it is. Yo, what's up, Mikey B? And yeah, don't worry, Guy, no ads. Oh, by the way, guys, Guy Safari is one of the coolest dudes ever. Be sure to say hi to him. All right. Cat in the back. Oh, is there a cat? Oh my gosh, there is a cat in the background. Yeah, that is little Zoe. Little Zoe. That is, you know, she might just pop onto my lap every now and again. What is going on, Andrew? How are you doing today? All right, so let me go to that source. I'm actually going to do something that I didn't do before. I'm actually going to try and show you what the source is. Now, keep in mind, I'm still kind of getting used to the whole streaming thing. So if you can't see, if you can't hear, no worries. You're going to see it in the video editor itself. I have Vegas popped up. It's a brand new project, and I'm going to import it into Vegas pretty soon. So what we're taking a look at, by the way, is a video called Don't Look at Me. Don't Look at Me. And this is from a channel. Now, I think that they're a comedian. Or at least, I think he's a comedian. But it's called The Minute Hour. It's an animated video, but the animation is very, it's very coffee shop-esque. And probably the best adjective to describe it, because it's set in a coffee shop. You're going to see pretty soon. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get started on downloading it. Again, I use 4K video downloader for, just about everything. And while that's downloading, I'll see if I can show you that video. We'll watch it together. And keep in mind that as I go through the video, I'm going to be taking some notes. Like I said, I take notes, good old-fashioned pen and paper. Helps me to take my ideas down a little bit easier. Helps me to keep them to memory. And I'm also going to be taking down some ideas. Keep in mind, I'll be taking some ideas that you guys have about this one. So if you've ever heard of this channel before, that's awesome. Yeah. Dello Yellow, I miss I'm a Person in Mark 3611. Yeah, oh, you betcha. I mean, I'm a Person, man, that's a name. I'm a Person was so awesome way back when. I mean, I think that the thing about I'm a Person's videos is that no one could replicate them. Nobody could do what I'm a Person did, which is interesting because so many people tried to do what I'm a Person did. He was extremely fast-paced. Every frame of his YouTube poops, it was layered with so much stuff. And you have no idea what the next second would bring, let alone the next 5 seconds. He could assault you with images, with different sounds, different colors, different sources. He would throw things in that seemingly did not fit, but he made them fit. I think the last YouTube poop he made was Vivian loses, or no. Vivian listens to Red while Fuckstone loses his head. And I think that's his magnum opus, personally. I mean, it's not my favorite of his, but it's probably the greatest one because it feels like an album. It feels like it's going from source to source. Wonderful, wonderful video. Has not aged a bit. And that's the thing about him as well. Like, his videos did not age. Still don't age. I can watch them from time to time. I almost have a lot of them committed to memory. Fern's Christmas Party is probably the one I watch the most of. All right. But yeah, Vivian listens to Red while Fuckstone loses his head. Watch that one. Definitely don't listen to it with headphones unless you can get used to that kind of thing. All right, Morgan Allsing, welcome. It's so dense, every scene is just so dense. Yeah, exactly. I think that's the best way to describe it. So, anyhow, let's see if I can use my old tool here to pop up a Windows capture, and I'm going to see about adding a window here so that we can watch the source together. If not, that's fine. And you know what? Let's just go through it when it's in the video itself. I'll just do that because it's actually already downloaded by now. Okay, so it's called Don't Look at Me. And I'm going to pull it from the folder that it downloaded to. This will just take a sec. And last stream, by the way, there were some windows in Vegas that were not visible. I'm going to try and rectify that here. It shouldn't be too hard. It's just a matter of taking those windows and actually putting them in Vegas, for lack of a better way of describing it. So one thing I just have to do is go to the file folder that I create. New folder. I'm going to call it Don't Look at Me, or DLAM. Simple as that. And one other thing is that there were other Patreon requests that were done. I might take a look at those as time goes on. I'm also going to try and see if I can pivot back and forth between other things that I'm working on. If, of course, we get to that. That's the thing. I can be a very chaotic creator. Sometimes I don't stick to one thing. I can go between different things. Now let's see. Don't Look at Me, animated by @DrewLangloy. Hope I'm saying that right. Show in folder. I want to know where it ended up because I created the folder. Yeah, it ended up here. So let's copy that and then put it in this new folder that I created. Bam. All right. And like I said, first thing we're going to do is we're going to watch it. You can listen to it, you can see it, but it's a very, very interesting video. We're going to go to DLAM, pull it, and bam, it's in. Now, let's see if I can make this a little bit bigger without having it pop out. I'm pretty sure I can do something like that. I'll just have to adjust. Yep, there we go. Heck of a lot better. Yes, we want this to match the media. Now, it's in the timeline. Just make a quick edit. All right. I'm going to spike the volume just a tad. See how it looks on my end? Bada bing, bada boom. And now let's take a listen.
Okay, just got back from the coffee shop just around the corner. Something kind of crazy just happened. I walked in there, and I've never been to this place before. And I go up and I ask the lady, "Do you have this menu is very big and confusing. I don't see just regular coffee, just a normal size, a normal amount of coffee, and just a normal coffee. Do you have that? And so I actually just said, do you have coffee? She says, yes. It's $1.50. I pull out my card. I don't have cash on me. And she gives me this look. She gives me a real, and I'm saying this now, she gives me a real done-up look. A look that she's practiced. You see? This is the sort of look that I'm getting. It's something that has intention. And it hits me at 1,000 miles per hour, right in the face. It hits me really hard because it's early in the morning and I haven't had my coffee yet. And as soon as it hits me, I can feel that I'm giving a reactionary look. A look just appears. And I'm starting to spread this look around the cafe. I just start to, turn left and right, and I've just got this look on my face like, what is this look? And I sort of look at the other people's faces, and I'm sort of asking for them to make a look as well. And I can't help but think when I turn my head back to the cashier, and she's still giving me this look, and I can't help but think, how crazy is that she could give me this look, and I've barely even said anything. And I'm just standing there in front of the register, thinking about this, and it really rattled me.
Here we go.
Why do looks matter? Why does it worry us when people look at us? Why does it worry us even more when we look at ourselves?
One heck of a video.
I don't know the answer to these questions. But I know that people like to look. They do, they can't help it. People like you and me like to see. See how things are. See how they work. But when you look too hard, you look like a jerk.
Why can't we just let all the earth live joy together and we shall be as one?
All I'm saying is don't look at me because I don't like the way you look.
Let all the earth grow to know one another and live beneath the sun.
You know what? I thank you to never look at me again. And I said that to them. I was furious. And I could feel this rage bubbling up inside of me. It was lifting my arms up to either side and extending my fists and then finally 2 middle fingers. And I twirled playfully around the cafe. And I windmilled my double bird so everyone could see. And I ran to the door and I kicked it open. And I ran out into the street. And I punched the street. And I said everything I could think of. But I had nothing to say. So I zipped up and I walked home. And then I recorded this.
Man. Whew. That is the video, and a lot of things came to mind. Now, here's the thing. I don't look at this, I'm not looking at this for the very first time. I'm looking at this for, I think, maybe the 5th or 6th time. I saw it way back when he first submitted it. I've seen it a couple times since then, just taking down ideas. This is a little bit more fresh. I've had some ideas in my head since then, but I'm trying to put them to paper first and foremost. That way, when everything is started, then I have something that I can work with a little bit better. So, right off the bat, you can see just, like this is one of those videos that's probably going to make for a extremely different YouTube poop than what I'm used to. I mean, here's the thing. I don't like to make the same video twice in a row. So this will definitely have some maybe more abstract ideas. I mean, the video itself is very abstract. It's very, it's a very thought-provoking comedic video, and that's the thing I love about, I hope he's a stand-up comic because he's really good at what he does. He put this together very well. Even without, the music, I could see this working. So my first thoughts are this. This is a video that's comprised of 2 parts. You have the parts that are not being sung, and then the parts that are being sung. Mikey B, I walked in there, and I repeat, I walked in there line with distorted audio, and I punched. Oh, yeah, that's going to go into the singing parts. Whew. punched in there. That's the cool part about making YouTube poops. I mean, I see certain things. A lot of different people see other things. It's awesome. All right. Now let's have a look. Oh, one other thing. I cannot leave this out. This was requested by Morphs. Morphs, thank you very much for submitting this. Thank you for being patient as I got to it. Now let's have a look at our timeline. Now the first thing that popped out to me, I'm going to take a look at some of the initial stuff. I'm going to work on some visuals and audio at the same time. Now the first thing that stuck out to me were some of the lines about the lady. I mean, the lady itself, I mean, first things first, since it's all animated, it'll be a little bit easier to do this, but the lady itself, because they show her, I can cut her out almost, and then make some edits that I can, make some freeform edits. So I'll explain what I mean as soon as I get there, but long story short, I'm going to be using a lot of masking. And that's going to be that's going to be something here. Now this look right here, I love right off the bat. Let's see, I'm going to mute this for a second so that I can see the visuals only. I'm looking for a very specific frame that I might be able to use here, but I want to use a lot of this lady that they're showing, that they're mocking in a sense. I definitely want to use him. Like, a lot of what he is doing is so good here. It is so good. And then, let's see, what else can I use? For the punching, I mean, man, there's so much. Okay, let's just keep it right here. So what I'm going to do first is I'm going to use my handy dandy masking tool. I'm going to use this right here. Just keep it nice and simple. And I'm going to separate the audio from the video. Because that's the thing. In Vegas, when you put a clip into the timeline, it keeps the audio and the video together unless you unsnap them. So here's what I mean by that. So I've split this. And if I were to try to move this, it takes the audio with it. But I can do this instead. I can unlink it, and then when I move it, the audio stays exactly where it is. And that's exactly what I want, because I don't want to take the audio with me. I want to keep everything together so that I can revisit it and listen to it. But all I want here to start is this woman. Like, the zoom in right there is perfect. That look right there. I feel like I can use this several times throughout the video in a whole bunch of different ways. Maybe even I'm a person ways. Who knows? Property of matter, what's going down? Might be I would mirror the face when they do the fist close-up on the main character. And that spin has potential. Yeah, the spin, definitely. I'm Bo Jackson. Yes. Oh, man. Bo Jackson is Bo Jackson. The funny thing about that Bo Jackson video is that way back on the YouTube forums, back when they were a little more, YouTube poop oriented, I posted then saying this is a wonderful source, and got some skepticism about it, and then I made that video, and then, oh, it is a wonderful source, everyone realized. Okay. So first things first, I'm going to mask. Now let me see if I can actually drag this into, and it doesn't look like I can. So let me see if I can make this window visible. So here's what I mean by that. There's a window that is visible that I can make visible, I hope. And it doesn't look like I am. So I guess for now we're just going to have to work with what we got. So what I'm going to be doing here is I'm going to be cutting out this woman, but I'm going to be cutting her out in the video, not just in image. So, well, maybe I could just do the image for now and then manually increase the size of her just as her size is being increased in here. So let's do this instead. I'm going to put this into best view, make sure I've got the best quality, and I do. Create a snapshot. Go to here, and that snapshot will be in this part of the file right now. So DLAM, here we go. And let's begin the masking step. The masking step. Now, This is always going to be the most time-consuming step for me. I mean, well, maybe not the most time-consuming, but it takes a lot of time to get this masked out because there's so many lines. Like, you can see the detail on the outline of this woman. It's so fine. It is almost like Ed, Edd and Eddy when they had those vibrating lines of sorts. That's almost what's going on here. But the vibrating lines, they make everything so jagged, and that makes it a little trickier to outline. So this is, in a sense, I'm taking a virtual pair of scissors and I'm cutting around this image to get the woman out so that I can get just the woman to appear. Everything else is secondary in the background. I mean, I don't want the background, I just want the woman, because the things that I want to do with that woman, this sounds terrible out of context. The things I want to do with that woman, they're going to be many. Let's go with the flow, continue as it goes along. Karen got a job at Starbucks. Yeah, I think that this is definitely like the creator's vision of a Karen. I'm actually wondering if this happened in real life or if this was just embellished. I mean, I really hope it happened in real life because it's so out there. There's no way that it can be faked. Okay, so I'm at the head now, just making my snips. It's almost like, it's almost like I really am trying to cut around. This is arts and crafts in YouTube poop form. Kind of going back to what I'm a person used to do. He used to do this all the time. He masked out a lot of things and put them just for split seconds in his videos. So that took a ton of time because I think he used Vegas as well. A lot of the effects in his old videos I recognized. And my gosh, I can only imagine the amount of time that it took for him just to put 5 seconds together of something, because it was every frame was so layered. Again, going back to that quote. I mean, I know it's referencing Star Wars, but it can just as easily apply to everything I'm a Person did. And when he did something, I mean, again, no one could do what he did. It's almost like every video of his got even crazier than the last. And not only that, but every joke that he created, almost every joke he created, it kind of made a trend. One of the things I remember was in some of his old videos, he used a source. I think it was Aladdin, but it was a very poorly animated Aladdin, and it was this one scene of a guy's head going left and right. And he has that guitar riff over it, and then just that 2 seconds, it's not even 1 second actually, 1 second of that, it becomes not just one of his most popular jokes, but a whole bunch of people start doing that at the same time. Even me, I used that in some capacity in one of my older videos, Haruhi Farts, from 2009, if memory serves. And whew, man, I can gush about I'm a Person all the time. That that dude was so good at what he did. I wonder what he's doing now. I wonder, 2020 saw, like, even 2021, so many people just came back to YouTube poop, if not momentarily. But I'm wondering if I'm a Person will make a return, because, man, that would be something. That look of extreme disapproval, yes. Oh, man. All right, we're almost done with this cut. Gosh darn, I wish I could show you this. I think you could actually see my mouse cursor, but you can't see the window that's popped up. I'm going to figure this out for sure. Maybe have it corrected by my next stream, because I thought that I could just pop it open in Vegas itself without the separate window. All right, so that's the last anchor, and let's see how it looks. I'm going to turn on the mask, and it looks like this. Excellent. So the background's completely eliminated, and I have this woman. Now, As far as what I want to do, like there are several things that stuck out to me. Like first things first, I'm going to be listening to a lot, and I mean a lot, of this video over and over again, because keep in mind that even though I've listened and watched this video, more than a few times, I still like to go back and see if everything that I heard is going to be perfectly executable in this video. Because that's the thing. Sometimes you hear something and your brain thinks, okay, this is going to be perfect for this scene, but then you play it out and it turns out, oh no, that didn't turn out the way I thought it would. And that happens all the time. It really does. It happens all the time. Things just don't turn out the same way that you imagined them to be. It can happen with art. It can happen with something you're building. Like, it doesn't have to be a YouTube poop. It could be something that you're building out of wood, out of steel, anything. There we go. A little swig of water. I didn't have water in the last stream, and I learned my lesson. So let's go to the very start of the video. Start from there. I have this unmuted, so you're going to hear everything. Oh, all the people in the coffee shop became the woman. That's a good one. Man, Mike, you're on a roll today. All the people in the shop became the woman. There we go. Oh my God, that was from I'm a Person. I thought Comgo did that first. So, yeah, Commander Guanum, man, that's another name. Commander Guanum used that very often, and I think, yeah, he used it often. But I think I'm a Person was the one who started it, and he wasn't the Common Guanum, as he was then called as well. They weren't the only ones to do it. So there you go. Auditect, yes, I absolutely will have fun. Thank you very much. Why do I sound like Microsoft Sam? You know what? I don't know. I really do not know. Well, thank you, Dello Yellow. I just sound like a regular dude. I will say that sometimes So here's the thing. I used to work in radio, so my voice almost was boot camped into sounding like a radio voice, and I had to get rid of all of the... Okay, try this. If you say the word community, sometimes what you accidentally do is you say community. It just happens. I had to boot camp the word community so that I continually say it like such. And that's just, that's just something that I had done to me when I was younger, and this is the result. I sound like this. I do mashups, and there are many times I have an idea, but I just can't get it out right. Been there many times. Man, sometimes when you have that happen to you, it just, it tends to hinder your progress. Don't ever let anything not turning out the way that you want it. Don't ever let it hinder your progress. Just find another avenue. That's the best thing that you can ever do. I've had, like I said, it's happened to me tons of times, even on videos that seemed effortless. And I've actually had to scrap a ton of great ideas that I really, really felt bad about scrapping. And I don't even remember what those ideas were now. Because the video itself, I'm very proud of, the end result. So just because you lose one of your big anchors in a video that you're planning does not mean that the end result is going to be bad. It just means that you've got to learn to improvise a little bit, work around it. So let's return to the old video and see what we've got here. Please excuse me, that is actually my wife dancing over there.
Coffee shop just around the corner, and something kind of crazy just happened.
Okay,
I walked in there, and I've never...
Okay, that's one thing I definitely want to keep. I walked in there.
Kind of crazy just happened.
Maybe that too.
I walked in there.
This line is so nonchalant, this I walked in there. It's definitely going to be usable in this project. I could probably use it for a whole bunch of different things right here.
And I've never been to this place before. And I go up and I ask.
And I go up.
And I ask.
All right, this line right here, I'm thinking two things. One, okay, remember what I was telling you about the word community? How sometimes you slur it into community? Well, that also happens with another word that was actually in this sentence, and it's the word ask. Sometimes it comes up as ask, and that's gold right there. So we're going to take this line, we're going to save it.
Go up and I ask the lady, do you have...
Okay, so he does actually pronounce the K, but it's later on. But we can just remove the K because he uses the S sound so strongly that it can become almost indistinguishable here. Man, I'd love to hear you on the radio, bro. You have a nice voice, no lie. I actually did used to work for iHeartRadio. I was on a rock station getting, well, as we say, as the term goes, getting my teeth cut. And ton of fun. Absolutely ton of fun. But harder than it looks. Hey man, big fan of your ping pong poop with deeper cut. Most poopers moved on to other things. Glad to see you're still around. Thank you so much, man. You know that, like both of those tennis matches were incredible. I mean, they were some of the most fun I've ever had with video making, and he's a wonderful, wonderful person to make tennis matches with in general. He actually had done 2 other tennis matches prior. He did it with someone named Milk Round, and I think the second person, if the name is right, is Arufonso. And the thing about making those tennises with him, with Deeper Cut, they were themed. The first one, obviously, Grand Theft Auto. The second one was superheroes and supervillains. When he did the first match with Arufonso, it was, again, a themed match. Now, if memory serves, it was Super Smash Bros. Brawl themed, because this is all the way back in 2007, where Super Smash Bros. Brawl was the big hype. It was just the biggest thing on the planet, on the internet, maybe, actually, but it was also easy to pull the clips and use them, especially since a lot of the clips were becoming so viral because they were including Sonic, they were including Snake. So he used a lot of those videos, especially the codex chats from those gameplay trailers for, Wario and even Snake himself. Now the second one, that was, again, it was picked by, this one was actually not picked by Deeper Cut. This was actually picked by Milk Round himself. The theme was Scatman John. And you can actually see, all of those matches on his channel. It probably can't find, actually you won't be able to find the opponents' rounds, unfortunately, because those channels unfortunately died off. But you could see how creative he was with everything. And even those, that round 8 from the Milk Round video, he, I think, did all the even numbers. That round 8 was fantastic. But gosh, do I wish that the other videos were up there. Let's see. Creative block reminds me of music. Sometimes I work on stuff like bridges and verses, and I can't get the idea I have to work, so I try something else. Yeah, exactly. Sometimes that's another thing. Just if you're stuck on something, you can also just focus your energy on something else right then and there. All right. Outside 988, by the way, howdy do. Do you have any grapes? No, I just sell lemonade, Dello Yellow. Or actually, I sell Mellow Yellow, Dello Yellow. This would be a good source to do a completely normal story, fake credits rather than the rest of the poop. Completely normal story. This is going to be a very abnormal story. I think you're about to find out. Have you ever met other poopers in person? Yes, I have. Very recently, I actually met Jimmy D. And if it counts, Schaefer Ellis. I mean, he does still make YouTube poops, but Jimmy D, great guy. Definitely the spitting image of the king. And in fact, actually, in March, I'll be seeing him again, and a couple of others, in Boston. Going to PAX East for a day, and spending some time with him and a few others in New York City after that. Let's see. Me and my friends legitimately quote. Yeah, man, I quote that often too. Should have used your heat vision. Man, I tell you, I really, really wish that that second tennis with him could have continued. Yeah. All right. Hey Louie, yes, that's Hey Louie. Is that you? No, that was one of my favorites. I'm glad it's nostalgic to you, Mike, as well. All right, now let's get back. I mean, I can just pour all over when it comes to classic YouTube hoops. We have one that we need to make, or at least start the construction on.
Go up and I ask the.
So first thing I want to do is I'm going to copy this and I'm going to paste it so that I can. Let's see. I want to keep this one the same, and I want to take this one. I'm going to do what I mentioned before and turn the word ask into ass. That way I can use it in certain situations. Let me just find that k sound. It's a hard k. There it is. And let's see how it sounds. Remove. I don't need this part. And then right around here is where I can, I think, get the start of the word. Let's check it out.
Ask.
There we go. It's very sheepish. Ass. I mean, he's a sheepish sounding person from the sound of it. All right, so what I'm going to do now, let's see. I just want to, almost forgot to do this. Save this just in case, you never know what might happen. Could lose power. It's happened before. And I want to call this Delam. Or actually, no, I'm going to go to backup. And I'm going to go to this. There we go. Save as Delam. All right. So we got that. Now let's return. I've got that piece cropped out, that piece cropped out. Let's get some more ammunition.
This menu's very big and confusing. I don't.
Okay.
Menu's very big and confusing. I don't.
Okay. He's slurring his speech a lot. He's speaking in almost this very rushed tone. So even though I can make out in my mind what he's saying, I'm wondering if this is going to translate well to something. I'm going to take
He's very big and confusing. I don't.
Yeah, I mean, he's even like going right into his next sentence just as he ends this one. So let's take it anyways. You never know. Might be something. I mean, the big and confusing line could be something. Take that. Jimmy Davis, I found about his poops in 2020-ish. My favorite one of his is the French Prince of Hell's Lair. Oh, man. So my favorite of his is the Ask Reddit parody he did. He has, because way back in, I think, 2019, 2020, it became a very popular thing for these channels to appear with these Ask Reddit posts that they then put into text-to-speech form. And the only reason that these videos existed was to try and get subscribers, try and get views, monetize, but it was technically taking other people's material. And what Jimmy did was he just made his own in the form of in the form of the CDI characters. The sentence mixing is fantastic in that. The jokes are spot on, they're on point, and they perfectly parody what these threads essentially are. That's one I can just go back to often and often. He's a wonderful sentence mixer, does incredible things with animation, and in general, I think that as far as the CDI material that he does, he has some of the best stuff out there. Like, it's not often that you see someone who animates as well as edits. He does that. I mean, there are a few people I can think of, but they're going a ways back. Like, obviously, you have Gaibuchan. Jimmy almost does it in the very same style of the CDI character, of CDI though. Like those Zelda Wand of Gamelon and Link Faces of Evil games. It's almost like Microsoft Paint editing or something or other. In fact, it's because of him that I have the avatar on this channel that I have right now. Okay, the Jehoker meets Claude Speed as a Christmas tradition for me. Yep. I think so. The Jehoker meets Claude Speed. That one is, I think, that's one of his best ones, and I also think it's also one of his most unique because at the time he was, he had just made a YouTube poop for this advertisement for RPG Maker VX, and it was just like a little 2-minute job. It's not what you typically see from him because when you watch a deeper cut video, what you usually get is a very involved single multi-source video that hovers around a certain theme. But he hadn't done very much of that in the past couple of months, and then he makes this, and bam! It's like this is a hit. This is a gosh darn it! It's one of the best things he's ever made. What's going down, Mr. Triangle World? And yeah, Walrus Guy. Yeah, cannot forget Walrus Guy. He had some fantastic animating. In fact, he's an animator. I said this in the last stream. He's in the animation industry now. Don't know exactly what he's doing, but he is just another great example of someone who brings great animation into YouTube poops. All right, let's go listen to this line again.
He's very big and confusing. He's very big. He's very big.
See if I can isolate very big and confusing here. What can we get?
He's very big. Very big.
So the V sound is giving us a little trouble. Let's see what happens if I take away this. What do we get?
He's very big and very big.
So you have a little bit of the cutoff from the prior word that he's saying. So funny thing in Vegas. Now, when you remove the video or isolate the audio at the least, you can play around with it a little bit easier. So what I'm going to try and do is see if I can get a little bit more of that V sound from very. What do we get?
Very big.
Nope, not there yet. But we're getting there.
Very big.
Very big.
Very big.
Almost. Hold on.
Very big. Very big. Very big. Very big.
See if I can get a little bit more of that sound, that consonant sound right there.
Very big. Very big.
Maybe going backwards here. Okay, right here. I think this is the sweet spot.
Very big.
Almost at the sweet spot.
Very big.
There we go.
Very big and confusing.
Now, it ends in confusing. I want to see if I can get it confusing. No N, just an NG.
Confusing. Confusing.
Does he do an NG?
Confusing.
Nope. He just... Oh man, it's another one of those slurred speeches. He's speaking so quickly, so frantically. And it's unlike the energy of the second half of the video because he's singing almost, well, not singing, but preaching in that second half of the video. And here it feels like he is trying to, get through this part of the story that made him so nervous and made him so anxious. And very different energy, but still has some potential. Let's just see how this sounds.
Very big and confusing.
Just want to make one small thing here.
Very big and confusing.
Okay, that might be the best that we get. All right. Whew. Can you isolate big? Yes, you betcha. I'm actually going to be isolating big a little bit later on. I can just copy and paste an edited version of this audio first things first. Man. The one race episode of Sonic X. Yep. Oh, man. I think it's Sonic's the Name Speeds His Game is that one. Yeah, it's what's interesting about that one is in a lot of my YouTube poops, especially way back when, I love to add explosions. And very early on in that video, he said, "Hey, Capt, what's a really good explosion I could use?" And I'm just rubbing my hands together. And it's funny, the explosion that I gave him, which was the one of that hangar exploding, and you have those guys flying back, that comes from a really bad movie called Stealth. And I had that little thing waiting in the wings, and I gave it to him. He loved it. Rocket Time, yes. Get off of my hood. Man, that YouTube poop is so quotable. A lot of his poops are so quotable. In fact, nowadays I feel like, with the nostalgia factor kicking in, so many of those lines have just aged like fine wine. Let's go.
I don't see just regular coffee, just a normal size, a normal amount of coffee, and just a normal coffee. Do you have that?
Now, let me listen to this one more time.
I don't see just regular coffee, just a normal size, a normal amount of coffee, and just a normal coffee.
Regular size, normal size. I mean, the size. Oh, man. This is one of those instances where I'm probably going to revisit this line a little bit later. I feel like there is something I can do. It just hasn't hit me yet.
Do you have that? And so I actually just said, do you have coffee?
Before I continue, I need to change this back to preview auto so that we get a little bit better quality. Well, not better quality, but a better frame rate, and I can see the visuals a little bit easier.
She says, yes.
Yes.
It's $1.50.
$1.50.
I pull out my card. I don't have cash on me. And she gives me this look. She gives me a real, and I'm saying this now. She gives me.
Now, one of the things I wrote down immediately, like sometimes I just have ideas that just pop in the head. Maybe I'll see how they're going to look when they're executed. This is one of those, like the old forward reverse, the old sus joke. Like you hear rear or real, and sometimes you think rear. I'll see if that can amount to anything.
This now. She gives me a real done-up look, a look that she's practiced. You see, this is the sort of look that I'm getting. Is something that has intention.
I'll say is he's being very, very insightful. Very insightful.
And it hits me at 1,000 miles per hour,
Ooh.
right in the face.
Okay. Hits me 1,000 miles per hour right in the face. Hits me 1,000 miles per hour right in the face.
And it hits me at 1,000 miles per hour right in the face.
Gosh. No, this is one of those separated. I have to relink, I think. I'm not going to bother with that. So let's take this, move it over to the rest of them. I've got my little palette. I mean, technically, the whole timeline's my palette. Sometimes it's a mess, but it's a chaotic mess, and it's a mess that I can read.
It hits me really hard because it's early in the morning, and I haven't had my coffee yet. And as soon as it hits me, I can feel that I'm giving a reactionary look. A look just appears. And I'm starting to spread this look around the cafe. I just start to, turn left and right, and I've just got this look on my face like, what is this look? And I sort of look at the other people's faces, and I'm sort of asking for them to make a look as well. And I can't help but think when I turn my head back to the cashier, and she's still giving me this look, and I can't help but think, how crazy is that?
A lot to go with there. All right, I think that we're approaching the point where he's about to preach. I'm going to stop at that point right before he starts to preaching.
That she could give me this look, and I've barely even said anything. And I'm just standing there in front of the register, thinking about this, and it really rattled me.
Wait a minute. Okay, right there. Right there. I think that... Yes, here we go.
It really rattled me.
Really rattled me is the last line. So we have paradox of choice, I tell you. Paradox of choice. Sometimes we have a lot of different ideas that we could probably do, and they're just not coming because there's so many other things they're doing. Thoughts on the Pyramid CDI game with Link's voice actor from the CDI game? I mean, I've only ever seen the intro, and I know that there are more voice lines, but they haven't been found yet, or at least properly put onto YouTube yet. Rattle Me Bones, Darth, I was thinking exactly that. Rattle Me Bones, but there would have to be some kind of... I think we'll explore that in just a second. I'm thinking to myself, maybe there is a way that I can add bones here. It could probably be spliced in. I would have to look at the transcript. Again, since this is on YouTube, the transcript is available. I'm probably going to be pivoting back and forth between Vegas and the transcript. Okay, let's see what we've got. So first things first, I've edited this woman right here. I've cut her out. I don't even think I need this anymore. I could just, let's see. All right, punch it in the air. Let me use big. Let's go here.
I go up and I ask the lady, "Do you have?" I walked in there. Ask. Very big and confusing, and it hits me at 1,000 miles.
Okay. So now we've got.
And it hits me at 1,000 miles per hour, right in the face.
Hits me at 1,000 miles per hour, right in the face. So this is kind of what I've separated. I'm looking at this. I'm wondering. There's probably some stuff I could do with this later. All right, but one thing I'm going to do now is I'm going to go to. Let's see. Maybe I should just go straight to the preaching part because there were some ideas that you proposed, Mike.
Why do looks matter? Why does it worry us when people look at us? Why does it worry us even more when we look at ourselves? I don't know the answer to these questions. But I know that people like to look. They do, they can't help it. People like you and me like to see. See how things are. See how they work. But when you look too hard, you look like a jerk.
Why can't we just let all the earth live joy together?
I'm going to separate this part because this is a singing part. It's a little bit different from the preaching part. I think he's got some guest vocals on this, I guess. Man. Rattle Me Bones makes me think of Ice Snort. Yeah, Rice Snot, Ice Snort. Hey, what's going on? All is on. Play the sound it makes after he says it rattles me. It sounds like the Smoke Weed Every Day song. It definitely might be too difficult to make a mini YTP MV out of that. What does that sound like? That is a pretty nice sound. Alright. Let's see if we can find Punched in the Air. All the people in the shop became.
And we shall be as one.
All I'm saying is don't look at me because I don't like the way you look.
Let all the earth grow to know.
Wait a minute. Hold the phone. Let me listen to that again.
And we shall be as
Not this.
All I'm saying is don't look at me because I don't like the way you look.
Okay. Don't like the way you look. Man, this thing is just getting loaded.
Let all the earth grow to know one another and live beneath the sun.
You know what? I thank you to never look at me again.
Man, what a video.
And I said that to them. I was furious. And I could feel this rage bubbling up inside of me. It was lifting my arms up to either side and extending my fists and then finally 2 middle fingers. And I twirled playfully around the cafe. And I windmilled my double bird so everyone...
I'm going to use this.
My double bird. Double bird so everyone...
There's definitely something I can add here. Something I can kick, maybe himself. Maybe a mirror effect. Who's to say? It's very Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragonish.
Everyone could see. And I ran to the door and I kicked it open.
Ran to the door and kicked it open.
Door and I kicked it open. Door and I ran to the door. And I ran to the door and I kicked it open.
Oh, I just got something right off the bat. Whoops, let me fix that. Okay. So right off the bat, I've got, let's see. Iran to Iran. And I kicked Iran. I knew that there was going to be something that popped up right then and there. And it's going to be... oh my gosh. So let me save this image first. So I'm actually pulling up an image of Iran right here, and I'm going to be using the scene of him just flying through the air with his leg extended. I'm going to be kicking Iran. No offense to Iran. I'm sure it's a very nice place most of the time, or at least some of the time. Hopefully some of the time. All right. Well, it wouldn't be the first time I've insulted a territory. I've made fun of Texas many times. Making the singing part interesting might be hard. Yeah, the thing about that singing scene, even the preaching scene, is that because it has so much backing, it's going to be almost impossible to do any kind of splicing on it. You might be more it's probably going to be a lot easier to do just general sentence mixing, putting words or rearranging words there. And that's typically the case with a lot of sources where you have a lot of very loud, very omnipresent sounds and music in the background. Toward playfully. The source, mental breakdown in the coffee shop. Yep, when he jumps off the table, you can make him keep falling. Oh, that's another thing. Keep falling. Let's do that. All right, so first I'm going to tackle the Iran joke. And I'm going to do the same thing I did here. I'm going to do a lot of masking. This is, again, it's Iran. It's masking, it's general, but it's Iran, not a person. So that means I got to be very, very fine with these masking anchors. Again, I'm just doing like a virtual cutout of all of these images. I'm going to be adding a sound effect to the kick, just a general, sound effect that you would typically hear in maybe a cartoon or something like that. And from there, we're going to have Iran just be kicked away. And then we'll use, then we'll use some other jokes, like the keep falling that Mike suggested. Just try and get as much of Iran as I can here. Now, the image of Iran that I downloaded, it's literally got Iran on it, like the word Iran. So they'll know everyone will know exactly what it is. Kind of reminds me of an old Walrus Guy YouTube poop where I think it was, yes, Guanum's Great Adventure. He actually sentence mixes Iraq from the word rock in that movie. And, it's interesting because the sentence mixing in the movie part of that YouTube poop is not as involved as the sentence mixing for the CDI scenes in that one. So I'm about halfway through Iran right now. And it is coming along very nicely. I mean, I don't have to worry about being perfect with this one, but I do want to make sure that I get, the general outline of the country. There we go. Then add another anchor. Just going to keep going, keep going, keep going. And then almost there. Man, almost there. And there we go. Final anchors being added. Yes. And then we're going to separate the background from Iran so that it looks like this. Boom. Let's see here. We have the scene of him flying through the air, and And his leg is extended. That's a perfect kick right there. I'm going to add a layer, probably one of many. Put Iran right on it. Man. Okay. Let's put it, let's see, we need to make it so that it can fit in the frame enough. Let me just put it right over here, because I think his leg connects with Iran right here. Right here will do. Or maybe I can move this a little bit more to the left, make it a lot more. Make it a lot more sooner that his foot connects. Let's see what this looks like right now. See what it sounds like.
Double bird, so double bird, so
Okay, I'm definitely going to be separating this audio because I need to make this Iran joke work.
I ran to the door and I kicked. I ran to the door.
There's the Iran.
I ran to the. I ran to. I ran to.
Right before the t sound. Let's see how it sounds here.
I ran.
Okay, let's see if I can get more of that N. If not, no worries.
I ran
Ooh, that's really good, really good.
to the door.
It's just a simple sentence mix. Sometimes those can be really effective. Okay. Now we're going to take this scene, put it over here so that it starts the sentence. Going to take this.
To the door.
And I kicked Iran.
I kicked.
Now I might have to extend this a little bit more. So I'm going to, yep, I'll definitely have to extend this a little bit more. So I'm going to just move these over. Because I want him to say Iran just as he is starting that flying kick. So that way Iran appears on the screen just as it's happening. So Iran.
The door. It open. I kicked. I kicked. I ran. I kicked.
Okay, actually I think I'll add to the door.
I ran to the door.
Yeah, it sounds a lot better if I keep Iran to the door, that part. Let's see how it sounds.
I ran to the door. I kicked. Kicked and ran.
There we go. Perfect. So almost done with this one edit.
I ran to the door and I kicked and ran.
Make this appear sooner.
I kicked and ran.
Yes. Let's extend this.
Door and I kicked and ran.
Now we need to have, okay, so we can't have him kicking the door here. Cannot have him kicking the door. Let's see if I can, nope. All right.
I ran.
I'm actually going to stretch this. Let's see what happens if I stretch it.
I ran to the door and I kicked and ran.
Okay, that works. I think this will work.
I ran to the door and I kicked and ran.
Yes, there we go. There we go. Whew. It's hard to make him jump into it like Mario. Is it too hard to make him jump into it like Mario 64? Well, the thing is, let me see, actually. Double check. In this scene, he's already starting his jump. I think I'm going to leave the Mario 64 sound because it would be really hard to get that sound effect, that particular sound effect of the bounce or the jump into the scene so that it's audible over all of this music and this chanting. Man. It's Dinner Warrior, bro. Mario Tech was... Let's see. It's Dinner Warrior, bro. It's Mario is attacked by wizards in winter and indestructible. Oh, hey, yeah, Dinner Warrior, what's going down? Nice to see you, because I ran so far away. Oh, man, flock of seagulls. Maybe, just maybe. I'd have to be really careful about that, though, because I don't want to utilize too much. Don't want to use too much copyrighted content here. Part of the reason I chose this video to do is because it's not exactly going to net me a strike if I put it on stream. But I'll put that down. Maybe I can add it after the stream is over. Maybe I can find a way. Ran so far away. Kick-ass song, though. So far away. If you're a big fan, by the way, if you're a big fan of the YouTube channel Todd in the Shadows, he has an episode, an introspective episode on that song, Ran So Far Away by Flock of Seagulls. Great channel, by the way, Todd in the Shadows. Okay, let's do this. We want to get that sound effect, that kick sound effect. Let's see what we can find. So I'm going to go, again, I get most of my sources from YouTube here, so I'm going to be looking at YouTube for a kick sound effect. And there's a particular one that works really well. Kick sound effect. And, that's weird. There we go. I guess it was just taking its jolly old time to load. All right, so kick sound effect. I want to hear and see if this is the right sound effect. Come on, load you. You can do it.
2-hour commute.
There's an ad. There's seriously an ad. That'll work. Okay. My gosh, I can't believe that there was an ad over this. Why is there an ad over a 1-second video? Whew. All right, let's pull up 4K video again. Come on. I don't know if it's my internet that's working a little slow. How's the quality of the stream, guys? Is there any loading that's going on right now? If there is, let me know. See what I can do to fix it. All right, so let's download that sound effect, that kick sound effect, and we're going to add it to the video. And in the meantime, while that's downloading, oh wait, it's downloaded. Oh, perfect. I could just pull it right now. All right, let's get the kick sound effect added here. Oh wait, is it in a different folder? Yeah, it is. Okay, let's just add it to the DLAM folder. I've got to make sure I'm moving everything from the current folder that I've got everything downloaded to, so that shouldn't take long to do. DLAM, bam. What I mean by that is that when I download videos using 4K Video Downloader, it automatically downloads them to a folder that I have everything set up in, so that the current source that I was working on before, it makes it a little bit easier. But here we go. Kick sound effect. And we're going to remove that, of course. Yes. Yes, that's a great, great sound. It is a little chunky. Now the live stream's back to running smoothly. Okay, good. Can't judge quality. My internet's all that great. That's all right. So what it is, I think what it is that there's currently a whole, this will be corrected soon, but there's currently one device that I think is hogging a lot of bandwidth, but that'll be fixed on the next stream for sure, as I have a way to do that. So let's see how this looks now with a kick. Comes a little sooner. Make it hit. Nope, that's too soon. Let's move Iran a little bit more to the left. Right about here. So that it connects a lot sooner. And the kick occurs right here. This is where the sound effect starts. And yeah, that works. So I'm going to then have Iran just flying away. Let's do the old spin. So again, just having it just fly right off the screen. Just like we did last week with the eggs coming out of Velma's mouth, we're going to do that with this. There we go. Maybe a little quicker, though. I'll speed it up. See how it sounds. See how it looks. And now, Iran only appears on the screen for a split second. Let's just see how good the video looks right now. Let's see how this comes off.
And I ran to the door and I kicked and ran.
There we go. Maybe a little bit of chanting without any voice in that final second to just kind of keep everything consistent. Yeah, right here. This is a good amount. Just take that little bit. Put it right here. See how it does. Yes, there we go. Whew. And now the falling, him falling. Let's see. Again, kind of going back to this palette that I've constructed of all of my stuff. I think that the falling happens a little bit before. Oh, wait. Oh, well now. Hold the phone. The way he falls, it's... Oh, well now. So they don't animate him like... They don't make him move, or his limbs move at least, all that much right at this point. Right here, it's still. It's a still image of him, just falling, or moving at least. So let me separate this. This is good. Oh, I'm so glad that they did this. Because now what I can do is I can have that joke where he just keeps falling, but it can be from scene to scene a little bit easier. That means we have to use masking again. You know, it's very interesting. Very early on when I was making YouTube poops, like masking everything was not something that I did all that often. More often than not, I was just using some simpler jokes. But now, since I have the power, here we are. All right, DLAM, let's do this. Once again, we got to turn to masking, but this shouldn't be too long. Feels weird that I've known you since 2007. Man. Feels weird that, it doesn't feel like I started in 2007. Sometimes it feels like I started in 2010. I forget that YouTube Poop is that old. All right, so what I'm going to do here is I'm going to mask him out right here, because this is where he is still, like, this is his pose, and I'm going to animate this, well, not animate the pose, but I'm going to have him falling through a whole bunch of other different scenes that can work really, really well, be pretty funny to see him do. And again, doesn't have to be perfect, because this is just a still image of him. I don't think that it is bad if we miss some specks of hair. All that matters is that we have an outline, a pretty good outline of him doing this. And man, I really wish I could put this on screen so that you're not seeing just the mouse cursor doing who knows what. Man, I thought I could have that fixed by this stream. It is what it is. All right. And he's got, it's a little bit more detailed than I thought. You've got the coat tail, or at least the side of the coat that needs to be considered. You've got the little tiny idiosyncrasies in his pant legs. I mean, I said I don't want to do too much here because it is a small image, but you definitely don't want to shirk on this as far as making this outline look like it was done really effectively. You don't want to be too haphazard here. We're at the shoe, first shoe, and then let's just complete this round thing. Moving on to the heel, moving on to the back of the shoe. Okay, so that's shoe number 1. We'll go from there. Discovered the channel in 2009, 2010-ish. Man, I feel like that's when a lot of, that's when I have some of my most favorite videos are from 2009, from 2010. Man, what's interesting is that all those videos that I made from 2007 all the way to 2010, they were made on one computer that I got in 2006. It was a Compaq. There's a brand that, I don't know, might ring a few bells. It was a Compaq, and it was only good for one thing because it had a very poor processor, and that one thing was maybe doing Word documents for school. Cheap desktop computer did not have a whole bunch of processing power to run very many games, so I didn't get the chance to play a lot of Steam games on it at the time. It was kind of left in the dirt when it came to those PC games, but I was able to run one game on it, and that was Knights of the Old Republic. I say that pretty well. But that computer had Vegas 5. That was the first professional studio editing software that I'd ever used, and actually, I flirted with it, and after I not mastered, but got used to it, that's what I used in all my videos. In fact, I think Vegas 5, that version of Vegas, was the most preferred version that people used back when YouTube Poop was relatively young in those late 2000s. Now, the version of Vegas I'm using is, I think, let me double check here, it's 16. And I got this in 2020 after I came back to video editing. And it's weird how much, how little has changed actually. It still feels right, but there are more options when it comes to creating a better quality video. You can even do some things like making it for VR headsets. I've never thought of making one of those videos because, again, VR headsets, not everyone's got one. But, man, Vegas in general just seems to be the general tool that most YouTube poop creators use and used back then. You also have some people that use Adobe, of course, and I think that Walrus Guy used Adobe. Here we go. We're all finished with this mask. Nice. A lot of people used Adobe, and most of the people that did use Adobe, they also did some animation with it because I think you had the whole entire suite that you could use to your advantage here. Gotta have him fall through the lava cave in Mama Luigi. Ooh, there's an idea. Oh. I fell for hours. That was way out of the loop of you. I was way out of the loop in YouTube Poops after 2012. No worries. I think I was also a little bit more out of the loop in 2012. I mean, the thing about YouTube Poop is that it really became hard for me to keep up with it way back in 2012, 2013. And now, we've got this great mask here. Let's add that. Let's add the Mama Luigi falling through the cave, but having him do it. We're going to have to pull the entire Mama Luigi episode. Here we go. Man, Let me see what the quality of this one is. I mean, I don't think the quality is going to matter here because we're only going to be having it for less than, I don't know, 10 seconds or so. Okay. So this is Mama Luigi, the episode from Super Mario World, and here we go. Let's download that. Put it into 4K video downloader. And then we're going to, let's see, highest quality. Oh, 480p. I was surprised. I thought it would be max 360. Okay, that's good to know. All right, now let's put it into our file folder. And we're going to pull it into Vegas and isolate that one scene. This is not a habit that I'm proud of, but very often when I just need split seconds of certain videos or pieces of media, I tend to just download the entire thing rather than take those split seconds. Something I've been doing ever since I started. So, I mean, it does take a lot more time to go through it, but I don't know. I think that sometimes when I keep a source, I can refer, like I can bounce back to it later, maybe pull something else. You never know. Okay, so let's go to our import media tab. Let's pull Mama Luigi as soon as it's downloaded, and it's done. Perfect. And this is the entire episode, so I'm gonna, this is gonna just be right over here. You know, one of the big problems with Vegas, especially some of the older versions of Vegas, is that they crashed really easily when people attempted to make larger projects in them. It's crashed a lot for me in the past, and I've had to use different versions of it because of that. 16 seems to be one of the more stable versions of Vegas that I've seen. So if you're looking for a version of Vegas that you can rely on, definitely take a look at 16. Now, we're looking for the lava cave scene. We can even do just the, let's see, we can even do a couple of other things. Let's see. Oh, hold the phone. Let me look at the video properties real quick on this. This is one thing. One thing you should definitely keep mind of is frame rate with some of these sources, because if I have my project set to one type of frame rate and there's another piece of media in it that clashes a little bit, it'll cause some blurring. So let's see here. What is the frame rate? This is a 24 frame per second. Now, what does this one have a frame rate of? Is this one also 24? This one is 30 frames per second. Okay, interesting. We'll see if that's, I don't think it's going to be a problem. Again, this is only going to be, this Mama Luigi scene is only going to be in there for 10 seconds. I'm sure any blurring is not going to be a big problem. What I am going to do, though, is have it fill the frame so that it matches the aspect ratio of this, initial source. It'll cut out some pieces of it, but we don't need the entire frame of Mama Luigi here. All right, so what I want is the lava scene, and that's right around here.
Like I was.
Right here. So this goes on until, I'll just keep, I'll keep it right here, I'll put these away. And I'll move this right on over here so that we've got it ready to be used. Bat Hunter of Devon, what's going down, my man? What's going down? I haven't seen Mama Luigi in ages. Yeah, I mean, it's one of those sources that is, it just seems like it just exploded with the YouTube poop scene. Here's the thing about the general Super Mario World show. Way back in 2007, when YouTube poop was still relatively young, it was really tricky to download a lot of sources because you didn't have a reliable thing to download sources from unless you torrented. But the CDI cutscenes and the episodes of Super Mario World, they were freely available to download online on the for the CDI cutscenes, they're still available on Quebec Gamers. And for the Super Mario World scenes, they were, I believe, they were on Yoshi Art. Unfortunately, Yoshi Art is no longer mine. It was, I don't know if it was taken down or if it's just now something else, but that was where almost every episode of Super Mario World, that, like those YouTube poops, that's where they pulled those episodes almost all the time. They even had watermarks on them. In fact, some of the early Deeper Cut videos used the Super Mario World episodes with a plumb. But it also made a lot of great, made for a lot of great memes. Now, I think that, I think it only gave you like a select few episodes. Of course, more became available as people found the DVDs, ripped them, uploaded them to YouTube and other sites. But, Mama Luigi just seems to be one of those episodes, one of those sources in general that is so timeless. You can still make a YouTube poop out of it. In fact, a lot of the YouTube poops that were made way back when of that source are also timeless. One of my favorites, if you go into the Walrus Guy memorial page, you'll see one called The Only Mama Luigi Poop That Anyone Has Ever Made. Again, the title's a joke here, but that one I think was, maybe is, Walrus Guy's best. Timing, jokes, perfect. It feels like something made in 2007, but you can still feel like you could still see all of the amazing, amazing jokes, all the amazing timing, the edits, those tiny little idiosyncrasies that he does, like making Yoshi shit a brick. He really makes Yoshi shit a brick. Like, wonderful, wonderful YouTube poop. Also a reminder that Fart with Reverb is in the original Mama Luigi episode. Did not know that. Offhand, I remember Mama Luigi, Rock TV, Yoshi Shuffle. Yes. I think there was one more that was where they were creating this phone line system. I don't know what that episode was. I'd only ever seen it used in an unfinished Deeper Cut YouTube poop. I have no idea if that came from Yoshi Art, but I think, Yoshi Shuffle, which of course spawned It's a Stone Luigi, You Didn't Make It, and Rock TV. I think those were some of the most popular ones. Ewoks Go Mad, or one more final. Yeah. I mean, goodness gracious. I mean, Walrus Guy, he's just fantastic. Timeless. All right. Turning back to this. So we have Luigi falling down down this huge abyss. So the big question is, if we want our main guy to fall down here, what is the background that we should use here? The lava cave, man. Maybe, just maybe, the magic balloon is going to be our answer here. Let's see. Luigi falls on the magic. Okay, I think I've got something here. I keep dropping my pen. I think I've got something right here. Let's go to, okay, right around here, maybe. Or better yet, let's just use the entire thing right here. And it's a good thing I have this on best. It'll show what it will actually look like when it's done. So what I'm thinking here, is if he's free falling, maybe I can get him to land on this magic balloon. Now, it's going to take a lot of editing to make this happen, but I'm certain it's possible. And I can use the punch effect to simulate what it looks like when, because when Luigi lands on the magic balloon, he inflates. If I can inflate this main guy or this cutout of the main guy, I'm sure that will work out really well. Now, let's see first if I can get him. Okay, this still image right here. I can use this first. All right, I think I don't need anything else here. I'm just going to cut it all out. I am going to move the audio away here now. This is where I have him. Let's just move the audio away. I don't want to work on the audio right now. I just want the visual. So this is, okay, right here. I've got the magic balloon coming up. I'm going to cut this, and I'm going to actually take a still image of this frame right here because I want the image here to serve as the backdrop for him falling. So I'm actually going to show you what this will sort of, you'll get the idea of what I'm trying to do here. You can see him, again, he's in the backdrop, but of course I'm going to edit him so that he's falling. Now, there's a little bit of his right arm that's cut off because in the frame where I where I cut this from, it does not show that right hand. So a little bit of that hand would be missing. I don't think it's going to be a problem though, because if I'm shrinking him, because I'm going to be shrinking him to have him come down this little, oh, let me move my mouse so you can see. So I'm going to shrink him so that he falls down just in the same way that Luigi does. The magic balloon is right here. And then the hard part of this edit, the hard part is going to be what happens after this scene because I need him to land on the magic balloon and then, what can we do here? What can we do? If he lands on the magic balloon, I mean, Luigi can't appear. He just can't appear. So right around here is where I've cut everything off. What I'm thinking is if I can just get rid, or maybe, if I can get this frame. This frame could be really useful. It's the frame that Luigi is, the last frame Luigi's on before he makes impact with the balloon. I just need to cut out Luigi. Let's see what we can do here. I'm going to go, again, masking. Let's go through it. Just make a little pillar. It's not going to be a long mask, so I'm not going to be just moving my mouse cursor aimlessly here. Then I'm going to turn on the mask so that just this much is visible. So how does this look? Oh, first things first, this needs to be corrected a little bit. There we go. Now, the mask, looks like I've turned the mask on a little late. So let me fix that. There we go. So now the mask is just masking where the balloon starts up to just before where Luigi makes impact with it. Now, the reason I cut this out is because I want to, again, I isolate the balloon from where Luigi appears on the screen. But I want to have, again, this main guy just falling on the balloon. I might have to add a whole different backdrop, or better yet, zoom in on an existing backdrop to make it feel seamless here. Whew. Found all the Super Mario shows just from Mama Luigi itself on YouTube back in the day. Yeah, I mean, it doesn't surprise me that all of those episodes were uploaded to YouTube at the time. I mean, I think that, I think Deke made, or at least distributed, all of the shows, and they were very, very lenient when it came to copyright. It's almost like they didn't go on YouTube or didn't bother with anything copyright related because, I mean, as much as I hate to say anything bad about Mario, those shows were pretty cheaply produced. It probably did not do anything to Deke to have them on YouTube. Probably even made them a lot more attractive to everybody else who was not aware of it. Otherwise, they probably would never have checked it out. Oh, man. When working with multiple sources with different frame rates, I typically turn off resampling for sources. Not the same as Project FPS to get rid of the ghosting blurred frames. Resampling. I better make a note of that, figure that. I'm still learning stuff about Vegaston or Warrior. I'm still learning, so I've got to look up some stuff. Like, let's see. Turn off resampling, huh? Turn off resampling. See what Maybe after the stream I can look into that and figure it out, because some of my more recent videos do have this blurring problem. I don't think it's that much of a distraction. Deke used to be the reverse Viacom. You're absolutely correct. Like, again, I don't think they cared. All right. Now this frame right here, again, I'm using it as the backdrop for when he's going to fall, but I can alter this frame just a smidge, or maybe just have that blue background. I'm going to zoom in all the way, have that blue background, and work with that. Then I'm going to take this. Now I'm going to see what happens when I flirt with this a little bit. We got some blocks here that would be appearing. All right, so I'm going to feather the edges of this mask, but I'm going to feather it in. Now this might affect things. Let's see what it affects overall. I don't think this is what I'm going to be end up doing, because oh wait, actually it doesn't seem that much. But I definitely think I will zoom back out on this background, because it doesn't look like keeping it completely blue is going to be a good thing here. So let's have it resemble a little bit more of that Super Mario World background. Maybe I can even match the edge of this block right here. There's lots that I've got to be thinking about here. I mean, if it's not perfect, it's not perfect. I'm not going to worry too much about it. Maybe I can even have this image, like this backdrop, almost panning down in the same way that the magic balloon is coming up. Let's see if I can do that. Just a little bit. Let's see, if I were to just turn on my lock, what happens? I just want it to come down. I want this image to pan down, and how does this look now? When I do that, or is it panning up, or is it? Yeah, the balloon's going up. The backdrop of that balloon is going down, but is it going down at the same speed? No, I need to quicken this a little bit. Okay. There we go. Let's see how it looks now. Not yet. Not yet. I need to move it up. Make it go a little quicker. A little quicker. What do we got? How does this look? Getting there, I'm sure. I think we're approaching the top of the frame right here, but okay. Let's see. Yeah, that's good. Right there. Okay. And again, you got the magic balloon coming up, and even though, well, actually maybe I can fix the masking a little bit. So here's the thing about Vegas. You can animate the masking so that it's a different piece of that image is cut out at a different time. I think that's what I'm going to end up doing here. I'm just going to animate the masking a little bit so that it's synchronized with the balloon. That will make it look a lot better than what you were seeing just now. And the thing about animating how the masking looks is that it doesn't take as long as doing the masking itself. So let's go right in. Okay. So right around here, let's see, I have an anchor right here. I'm probably going to delete that anchor just a second. And I'm just going to make it go right here. Perfect. Let's delete this anchor that I think I can delete. I can't. Why can't I delete that anchor? Oh, it's all right. I'll just get rid of the anchor like this. I think that'll work. It should not pose a problem. Very good. All right, let's see. It's almost there. I need to make this animated anchor rise a little bit more. A little bit more. Just a little bit more. There we go. That looks a heck of a lot better. Now what I'm going to do here, let's see, just look at it overall. You still have, it looks like we still have a little bit of that feather that I created getting in the way of that balloon, but let's fix that real quick. And it just means I have to take these anchor points and adjust them. Let's do that. Right around here. Oops. Let's see, move that as such. Now let's see how it looks the rest of the way. Is the blurred mask getting in the way? Nope. And there we go. You have the balloon rising amongst the backdrop. It looks a heck of a lot better. That's what I want. Now, I'm going to add another video layer, and I'm going to have this dude falling on the magic balloon. And when he falls, let's see, there's a scene from Mama Luigi that has that smoke cloud, and then, let's see, I'm just going to take this. Oh no, that's not what I wanted. Let me just take the episode again. So right around, oops, that's the separated audio. So he touches the balloon, Luigi touches the balloon, he bounces a little bit. I don't care about the bounce here. I just want the magic balloon to hit. So right around here, you still got some. Okay. Let's see how it looks. Good. Right about here. I want this to cut off so that you see as little of Luigi as possible. Maybe some smoke clouds. I can add those smoke clouds in later. So I have this in sequence. So again, he lands on the magic balloon, and then boom. Now it's not perfect. Like the backdrop isn't seamlessly going with this new scene, but that's okay. I don't think anyone's going to raise a Spanish Inquisition about it. Can you use the "I fell for hours" line? Probably. Actually, let me check and see the transcript. Does it appear, like, do those words appear? Could I make those words appear? Fell. Nope. So I'm just checking this transcript right now from YouTube and seeing if any of those words appear. There's hours. No. I'll just use the Luigi voice line right there. Might just work, especially when I have it layered with all the chanting. Okay. Now returning to this, we have to put that up here. Actually, you know what? I might as well add that voice line right now. So he says it just a little bit earlier in this scene.
Fell for hours.
Right there.
I fell for hours.
I fell for hours. Okay. And right about here is where I think it will fit in best. It's him just falling. And I'll make that animation appear. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to work on him falling. I don't think that this will be too hard to do. I could probably have him spinning as he's falling, because sometimes when people fall, like, when they're free falling, there's a little bit of spin on that. I can animate that. I'll just need to make a new level for that. So let us now, and you can see, by the way, Like I said earlier, his right hand is not appearing, but you almost don't see it because his left hand, even though it does appear, it's not noticeable, not very noticeable. Let's put him right up here to start, and then we're going to have him just tumbling down like so. So this is him as he appears on the frame. I want him to get to a point. There we go. Right up, actually, a little further down even. Right about here. Now, the big question. Oh, actually, there's a better way to do this. Even better way. So I'm going to actually keep him in the middle of the frame. Or better yet, I'm just going to put him back to his regular size, but put him in the middle. The reason is because if I'm going to have him spinning as he's falling, I'll have to use the so there are two ways in Vegas to animate this, like this falling action. The first way is, and you can't see it, but you can do an individual pan crop effect on the video itself. But the second way is to pan crop the entire layer, or the level in this case. I'm going to do the level this time. So I'm actually going to Tools, Track Motion. And the reason I'm doing this is because if I have it panning on the video itself, I can't get a very good spinning effect. So let's get that good spinning effect generated. Let's go right here, have the video start in there, and I want that to twirl. I want that spinning. I want a pretty good amount of spin right here. So what I'm doing is I'm animating that spin. Now, there are two anchors. One's right here, the other one right here. So like I was saying last week, these anchor points, they're going to dictate where the position of a video or an image is at the start to the end. So what I'm doing here is at this position, it looks like this. But at this position, he's been spinning. More specifically, according to track motion, he has spun quite a lot. So I'm going to put this on preview mode so it can be shown a little bit easier.
I fell for hours!
Oh, he hasn't been spinning enough, actually. I take that back. Oof. Let's fix that. Video, track motion. Let's see. I want him to spin a ton. Spin! Spin! Oh, I think I can see what's going on here. Okay. Right about here. Let's see what that spin looks like.
I fell for hours!
So it looks like, actually, in track motion, you're not going to be able to get that same kind of spin, but that's okay. Because what I really want is to make sure that he is spinning in some capacity as he's falling. So let's return here. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to have him shrunken. Going to have him start from the very top and then go right down here. Oh, wait, what's this? He doesn't start at the top. Let's see what's going on. Okay, interesting. So I'm going to have to be a little bit more crisp on this. So this isn't looking the way that I thought it might look. Okay. Spins in the video, I don't know if it would fit. You know what? Maybe you're right. I don't think I need to worry about the spin. So let's delete the spin. Forget about the spin. Let's just focus on the fall. Again, If it don't work, move on. Man. All right, so he's starting at the very top. Is this the right size? Is this how small I want him to be? Maybe a little smaller. Yeah. So he starts right down there and then ends right here. I almost want it to be a little more cinematic here, so let's see. Where is that? Where did I have him end up? It was right here, so I'm going to trim this a little bit and then stretch it. See how it looks.
I fell for hours!
Okay. There we go.
I fell for hours!
And that's not too bad. That's not too bad. Should he be upside down, I wonder? No. I think I'll worry about that a little later. Now we got the magic balloon appearing, and then he's going to land on the magic balloon. Let's move this away so that we can work on this part strictly. Now what I'm going to do here is I'm actually going to have him turned to the side so that when he's falling, it's almost like, because look at the way his body bends. It's like an arc of sorts. I'm going to turn his body here. There we go. So that means I have to think about position a little stricter. So right around here, he makes impact with the balloon. Let me just cut the video, or cut this image off right here. And I want him to fall on the balloon. I want him to land on the balloon right at this point. Let's see. So that means that he's going to appear in the frame like such. Yeah. I mean, the way that he's arced, it almost looks a little bit better for him to fall in that arc with the waist pointing down. It just seems to fit a lot better. So let's have him land on the balloon right about here. Now I wonder, is it, yeah, right about here actually. See how it looks. Does he enter the frame too soon? Is he falling too slowly? I'll have to. This is one of those times where, oh wait, oh his fall is, oh it's not a perfect vertical line. We're going to have to fix that. Let's check out the position. I'm just going to fix, because he's falling on a slant. I want it to be almost perfectly vertically down here, and I'm not getting that, but I will get that right about now, I think. Let's take a look. I don't want a slant. I want a perfect vertical line. Yeah, that's better. Almost. It's almost done. So let me go a little bit more. Then check it out. There we go. That's fixed. That's fixed. Would you rather never have to do laundry or the dishes ever again? That's a tricky one. See, both of those tasks, typically we use machines to do them. So I would go with dishes, just because sometimes when you do dishes in a dishwasher, they're not always 100% spick and span. All right, audio RKO out of nowhere. What's RKO out of nowhere? I'll have to look at that up in just a sec. So right now, let's see. Is he falling at the speed that I want him to fall? Not quick enough. So I need to see. Hasten this. Hasten. Come on. There we go. He lands on the magic balloon. Explodes. Boom. And now, since he's landed, we can have some smoke clouds similar, maybe some cartoonish smoke clouds, much like this episode has And then when the smoke clouds clear, he's inflated, just like in the episode. Just like in the episode. So the choice to ditches suck. Thank you. RKO out of nowhere. Randy. Oh. RKO out of nowhere. Let me take a look at that real quick. Now that it's fresh on the mind. Out of nowhere. RKO out of nowhere. What does that look like? Well, I'm just searching on YouTube right now, and it's got Randy Orton's top 10. So let's see what that sounds like. It's probably going to be. It does kind of look like he's doing like a pile driver. Let's see what it sounds like.
21's
Oh,
MVP.
ad. No, I don't want Taco Bell right now. Thank you very much.
Chad Gable now looking to put the finishing touches on this match. Oh my gosh! Oh my gosh! What in the world?
It is all about the Raw Tag Team titles and WrestleMania.
Actually, I think this.
Super kick wipes out Otis.
Let me just pause this video for a second. There might be something else I could do this RKO out of nowhere with. I might be able to do an RKO out of nowhere joke because, this is not the only time that I can use this clipped out version. Or this clipped out image. I could probably have him doing it on some people in this video.
A second by Rollins. The big man is rocked.
And Seth freaking Rollins and Kevin Owens working together. This has been a familiar scene, gentlemen. Rollins and Owens with Chad Gable isolated.
This is what Gable fell victim to last week. The stunner. Oh, there it is.
That's weird. I thought it was going to be spoken. That's weird. I'm not as familiar with the WWE as I should be, so if there's a clip where one of the announcers shouts RKO out of nowhere, that would be perfect. Wrestling YouTube hoops have so much potential. Yeah. I've had a few sources sent to me of not just WWE, but just some, homemade wrestling videos, because I think that they were all the bee's knees when, kids were growing up watching it and they tried to make their own. All right. The lady making the face. Yeah, the lady making the face. That's exactly what I am thinking of. That's exactly what I'm thinking. Let's take a look here. RKO out of nowhere, huh? Let me just write this down so I don't lose sight of that. RKO out of nowhere. All right, let's get back to this. And actually, you know what? It's too fresh on the mind right now. I've got to implement this joke. Let's go here. Let me copy this. Oh man, we've got this woman who's just cut out perfectly. I may not have the voice clip that I want yet, but I can probably have the voice clip added just a little bit later. Now I need to make this bigger. If I make it bigger, it should be, yeah. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to kind of animate this just as it was animated, because in the video itself, the woman, it's almost like the camera is panning in closer on her, so it's making her bigger. I'm going to do that very same thing and have a different backdrop so that allows me a little more flexibility on some of the future edits in this video. So she's being panned into, and then boom. It's a slow pan. Looks like this in the end. Probably might just want to speed this up. I'm going to squish it so it speeds up a little bit more. And yeah, just a smidge more. Nice. And then that RKO out of nowhere. I'll need a, let's see, I might need to make this larger, just so, because I want him to do that wrestling move on her, but I don't want him to be this size when he does it. So I'll need to edit this some more. Let's go here. Actually, pull this right over here. I'm going to just kind of have the figure of him, just make it grow. Now the big question is, man, do I want him to appear from the side or from, or maybe I can have him enter from the corner, the top left corner. If I have him appear from the corner, I gotta flip him so that he is doing that. It's, oh my gosh, this is such an exploitable still of him. So that animation, he's just going to compound right into right here. Okay. So he's off to the side and starting from A, ending at B. Let's get this going. Right here is where I want him to end up. Actually, I don't think I want him to end up here because I won't want it to linger. I don't want him to linger after he makes impact. I'll want him to come off the screen as well because, you know, you have gravity. You've got him, you know, all of that force is going to be taking him off the screen. Oh man, that visual just made me giggle. Well, has me really excited to see how it would end up. I probably want to make this actually a really, ooh. You know, there's a type of visual gag that I typically associate with those Adult Swim cartoons like Aqua Teen Hunger Force and you know, Space Ghost Coast to Coast, where they're clearly using some cutout animations of them, but they are moving in such a way that's really funny. I'm going to try and replicate that here. So here we got her zooming in, and then let's see, how quickly does he fly in? Ooh, yeah, that's good. Yeah, I don't want him to end up here, but this is a great anchor point for that contact. So let's have him fly off the screen. And get, let's see, I just want to go one short. Yeah. Yeah, I don't want to overthink this, definitely. I just want him to make contact, pile drive almost. Right here is where he makes contact, so I'm going to split this. And now the woman, that Karen, I'm just going to call her Karen because that is a Karen right there. That Karen's going to go flying right off the screen as well. Let's see. So I'm going to take care of one of these anchors that I created, and comes flying off the screen. But I think she's going to leave the screen entirely before he leaves the screen entirely. So let's see. She's going to, but when she gets hit, she's probably going to buckle backwards and fly off. It's these tiny little things that are going through my head as all this is happening. I've got to make it so it looks like such. See. Okay. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, that's the speed that I want. Boom, right there. Man, and now there's got to be like a proper WWE sound clip that could probably go so well with that. I have no idea what it is. Post it in chat. I'll take a look. I'll take a listen. Oh, well, John Cena as well. Oh man, I think I know what that John Cena clip, that sound effect is. Hang on, John Cena phone scam, or phones. Yeah, it's called a phone scam. Man, I hope this isn't too dated. I've used this, like, so.
This week's phones.
Yeah, there we go. So I'm sure that a lot of you are aware of this scene right here because back in, I think it was 2015 or so, there was this very popular video that was uploaded of a prank call that was done by a radio station where they're continuously calling this woman, pestering this woman as a prank because she completely cut off any wrestling material in the household. So what these radio stations do, like they'll pretend to be these telemarketer people and pester the woman. I have no idea. I have no idea why she keeps picking up. But maybe she owns a business, so she has to keep picking up the calls. But either way, that call's hilarious, and it's gotten in this. The clips used from those sound clips from that call are used all over the place. So I'm thinking this might work. If there's something better, then I guess we'll find out. Don't be afraid to experiment. Don't be afraid to take back something you do initially. Remember, trial and error sometimes is the best way. So that's downloaded. John Cena prank call. Give it a listen if you haven't heard it. I'm going to use some clips from it. I'm not going to play it in its entirety because I think it's like 5 minutes. I don't want to take up 5 minutes because I think we've got 45 minutes left in the stream. Maybe I'll go a little bit beyond because I did start maybe 5 to 10 minutes later. But let's do this. Add it. And ooh, this is a loud video. This is loud. Oh, wait, no, it's not that loud. But I am going to reduce the volume just a smidge. Just a midge. And here we go. No. All right. Let's see. There's a specific point. I think it's the third time that they call. Let's see.
Who is Champ?
Nope, not this one. I am so sorry, by the way, if I'm spoiling this video for you guys. I guarantee you, though, when you watch it, if you haven't seen it, of course, it will still be amazing. Here we go. I think this is it.
Hello?
I'm watching.
No. I think that it's the next one. Come on. She picks up and then she just...
I swear
Here we go.
to
Yes,
Jesus.
this is it.
If this is those wrestling again.
Okay, good morning. Hi, I'm just calling this morning to ask if you're a supporter of the United States military.
Oh, my God. I apologize.
I love
We've
this
been
part.
getting calls all morning. I apologize. And yes.
Fantastic.
Yes, I am.
Great. Are you a supporter of the Marine Corps?
Here we go.
Yes, absolutely.
Good.
Absolutely.
Great, because a former decorated member of the United States Marine Corps needs your support.
And his name is John C.
Yes.
John C.
Okay.
John C. He's gonna get in the ring and put.
Yeah, oh my God. Oh man, that is one of the best videos on YouTube out there. It's one of the best prank calls in general. So, one thing I do very often, there's a DJ who hosts a morning show named Elvis Duran. Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful morning show that he puts on. This is not from that show. This is a very different show, but he does very much of the same thing. But that's what it kind of reminds me of. All right. Some generic WWE audio, if it works for you. Yeah, of course. I mean, the thing is, I think that there is just a general John Cena theme. That's what's playing right here. I want that theme. Let's see. Is this it? Is this it? The Time Is Now entrance theme? Let me see what it sounds like.
Look unforgettable.
Ads. Come on, get rid of the ads.
Switching.
Yes, this is it. This is it. This is it. I haven't even heard the whole thing, and I know this is it. Yes, there we go. It's that opening music, but I mean, they had that explosion sound effect in it too. I'll probably want to replicate that. I'll probably just want to, I'll add an explosion here as well, just because explosions. Okay, so we're going to download that audio clip. I really hope that's not copyrighted content that I'm adding to my stream right here. Well, we'll find out. And then, of course, we want an explosion after the fact, because I'm going to get adding a nice explosion visual to this. Let's go again to import. I'm going to pull the time is now. Just want that little opening, that little bit of that opening right about here. And I think this is where the theme will... Oh, forgot to unlink it. This is where I think the theme is going to start. Oh, that's loud. Yes, right here. Whew. So it's cut out these pieces. And let's see, I think that this is... No, that's not it.
John C.
Yeah, right here. Yeah, they definitely add some kind of explosion or something.
John C.
Okay, you've got the narration behind this fake ad. Let's see, I gotta match it up just right.
John C.
Yeah, right about here, right about here. I think I can make this work. Let's see how it sounds.
John C.
Yes, that's what I'm wanting. That's what I want. I'm just going to cut it off here. I can always restore that cut off part if I need to. Let's cut it, put it. Let's see, it's... Where did I put that pile driver? I think it's a little closer to the start. Yeah, it's right here about. And I'm going to put this right here for now. I'm just going to lay it there. I'll connect it with the visuals as soon as I get to that step. Now what I want here is the explosion. Actually, I've got a ton of explosions already. So let's pull from what I've already got. Now I keep folders of everything, sources, etc. And what I really want to do here is make sure I'm using as much of that as I possibly can. Let's see, explosion. I want a good explosion to appear. I'm going to have it appear from the bottom right corner of the frame. Explosion. There we have it. So I'm going to search for an explosion. Oh, that's the sound effect. Okay, so I guess I have my explosions in a different spot. That's okay. I'll just search for a new one because you can never have too many explosions. Oh, I said at the beginning of the stream we might have little Zoe join us, and little Zoe is joining us. All right, so I want an explosion blue screen here. Blue screen. Not green screen, because a green screen explosion is a lot harder to chroma key. I think that a blue is going to be a hell of a lot easier.
How about...
Okay. Yeah, bundling within NJM. Hello there, little Zoe. I think she was also on the other stream, too, for a little while. She might just end up being... Oh, wait. Actually, you can't see her. Can you? There she is. There we go. These days, YouTube will copyright you farting. Well, if someone copyrights a fart, it's probably Viacom. Okay. Let's look for some good old explosions here. Yes, that's what I want. I want a really nice explosion on a blue screen background. Let's make it happen. Nice high definition explosions. I don't know, that pile driver, just something about it has me thinking about, explosions off the screen. I still need to add a backdrop to that. I think the coffee house is perfect for that. Okay, let's go to the folder, pull it, DLAM, blue screen, and here we go. So here we go. I've got a ton of explosions to use here. Let's see. This one is the first one that they've got. It might just be the right one because it's a big fireball. That's what I want. A nice big fireball. Yum. Yeah, it lingers even. I don't even think I need the rest. So let's cut this, bring it on over to the... Bring it on over here. Let's attach it to the end. And I'm going to work with this for a second. Now, let's add that chroma key here first. It's going to be a blue screen, a nice blue screen here. And it doesn't look good yet, but I can make it look good. Let's see. There we go. There we go. Make it enhance, get rid of some of the blueness in the background. And there we go. Now, if I were to play this now chroma keyed explosion, what does it look like? There we have it. It's a nice big fireball, and I want it to actually erupt a lot quicker. Maybe even start. I might even just start the fireball right here. Yeah. Yeah, I'll start the fireball part right here. And it's going to start from the top. I'll have to have it layered. Oh, audio played a little bit. I'm just going to move the audio right over here. Here we go. Have that fireball begin. And I'm going to layer these. I'm going to move these up a layer. So, because I want the fireball to be... There we go. Let's just make sure it's still intact. Yes, it is. Be in the background a little bit. And it's going to start a little early. So I'm going to move the... Just increase the size of it. And let's see. If I can arc it, just angle it a little bit. How does it look? Oh, it's cut off at the top here, so I can't do that much with it as far as positioning, but that's okay. I could still probably have the fireball working out just fine here. What does it look like? Yeah, I'll just have to have it start a little sooner. No poblano. So it starts a little sooner, but I can hasten it. Let's see how it looks. There we go. Starts. It might even be just a bit too quick to end. That's okay. What are my thoughts on Skooks? Like, I guess the big question is which one? Let's see. I think it was Skooks Part 5 that introduced the caveman joke. Boy, I'm sure glad he's frozen in there and we're out here and we're the sheriff. I forget how that goes. It's been a while since I last saw it, but that was a great joke. I think that video in general was just loaded with jokes. Orpheus for the win really made everything work in that video. And, sometimes YouTube poops in general, they have moments. Or, maybe some people watch them for a very specific moment. That entire video was loaded with moments. Between the caveman, between the opening where you have Shaggy dancing to the scene in that Tom Cruise movie. I think it's Risky Business, something like that. Yeah, I mean, wow. That's another guy that I'm really hoping makes a return soon. Orpheus for the win. He's a classic. And you know, all his videos, all of his Skooks videos, they're timeless. Make the woman smaller or the guy bigger. Probably gonna make the guy bigger, because the woman fills up the frame perfectly. Skooks 3 is the caveman. Skooks 5 is the best. All right. Thanks for correcting me on that. All right, great. So the guy does need to be bigger, but I can make that change really easily. So if he's flying off from the side here, how much is the increase in size going to affect things? I need to shrink it. Okay, that's a little too big. I'll make it like so. Okay, let's see what it looks like now. Yeah, the head sizes are a little off. Yeah, that's a good point. The guy does need to be normal sized, but let's see. That means I should make this bigger. That's no biggie. Well, actually, it's a little weird. Are the figures here just different sizes on purpose? It looks like something's off. Like the arm size is almost exactly the same, but the head size is a little different. So, interesting. Well, either way, let's see what it looks like now. Oh, that's right. I've got to do this frame by frame. He's shrinking because I haven't adjusted the size on this one yet. And the impact is still good. Yeah. All right. There we go. That impact is still pretty good. Shrink her 5%. What's the source here, Smoley? So the source that we're using in this stream is a source that was suggested by a patron. Now, I forget the channel, but the name of the video... oh, whoops, wrong one. Let me just pull up the name of the video again. It's called Look at Me, and it's an animation with a monologue. A really good video, actually. Let me actually just get the full name for you. Yeah, Don't Ever Look at Me is what it's called. And it's on a channel. Let me just see. And I didn't write it down, so I actually have to look it back up. Don't Ever Look at Me, animated by Drew Langlois. I hope I'm saying that right. And it's on a channel called The Minute Hour. It was suggested to me by a patron, and I've looked at it for just like a bunch of times, and we're hacking at it right on stream. But like I said, wonderful video by itself. Really, really fun to watch. Very intense. Love the game on YouTube, Poops. Thank you very much, Sweet Life. Oh, speaking of Game On, maybe another one. We'll see. It just depends on if I like Zexel or Vrains a little bit more. Zexel and Vrains, by the way, are iterations of Yu-Gi-Oh! Because Game On used Yu-Gi-Oh! GX. Zexel and Vrains are a little more recent versions of it. I think I prefer Zexel, but Vrains has a really kick-ass opening theme at the same time. But it's also a little harder to find a good quality Vrains episode. So I'm thinking I'm leaning towards Zexel for now. That might be Game On Part 3. Again, stay tuned. No promises here on when it will be done or when it will be started even. Right now on this stream, I'm taking things one at a time. So we have this effect done, and let's add that audio that we have off to the side, that John Cena audio. Let's see, actually, where did I put it all? There it is. Let's move it over here. Put it right under so it aligns. And let's see. I need to see how this sounds. I need to find out if the audio syncs perfectly here with this pile drive. Let's make it happen. Now, it's probably going to be a little choppy even though I've got it on preview, but let's see what it does.
John C.
There! Oh, wow. First try. Nice. Now we just need to add the backdrop. The backdrop of the coffee shop. Okay. Whew. And I love it when a plan comes together on the first try. All right, so the coffee shop, I need a good backdrop. I've got to pull from the, let's see. Oh, actually, this right here. What was it right here? It was right here, or was it a little further up? Yeah, all I need is the backdrop. I don't even need the countertop. So what I'll do here is I'll get this snapshot saved full. And then I'm going to use, like, even though that woman is there, well, actually, no, that's not true. The woman will be present after the explosion smoke clears, so I need a different backdrop. I need something that I will be able to use and that has no body in the background. I wonder if there's something here that I can use. We're going to have to find that out just by exploring. Or maybe I can use, oh wait, maybe, yeah, I can do that. So it's panning in on her, I think. So what I'll do here, oh no, it pans in on her right here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually take a snapshot of this frame right here when it's most panned out. But I'm going to zoom in on a part of this that doesn't have the woman. Because this is all just like, it's not finely detailed. And that's on purpose. Like, the attention in this video is on this Karen. So what I want to do here is I just want to add a nice backdrop. And it would also make everything a little more unexpected. I love that. I mean, obviously, you now know what's coming in this video once it gets completed. But let's see. I'm just going to move these one level up, add the backdrop, and then I want to zoom in on this backdrop so that I can capture, let's see, I can go here, I can go here. The quality doesn't really, it's still really good quality. I mean, when I downloaded this video, it was at the highest possible resolution, and that was what was on YouTube. So this will look pretty good. I can have a little bit of a counter right down here. Or would the other side be good? No, I like this better. Right here. That's good backdrop. So we've got her on this backdrop. Actually, now all of the stuff in the background looks larger. So maybe a different part. Maybe this part right here. Would that look good? Or maybe just the bricks. Even the bricks are good. Yeah. Perfect. Yeah. Not too complicated. It still looks like you can see a little bit of her hair doesn't have that black outline. That's the way that I cut it using the masking tool, but it's still not, I don't think it's going to be that big of a deal. Let's look at it. Let's look at the whole thing in full now. Now that we have a backdrop, let's see what it looks like.
John C.
Okay, yeah, it's, yeah, there we go. There we go. You know, it kind of fits in pretty well because, you know, he's doing this kick. I have him kick. I ran at a different spot in the video, and you know, this guy is just a fighter. In this video, he is a fighter. Go with the flow. I used to play the trading card game back in the Yu-Gi-Oh! Zexal era. Man, you know, the thing about the Yu-Gi-Oh! Shows is that I watched the original Yu-Gi-Oh show, and the thing about GX is that it feels like it's catered to an even younger age than the original Yu-Gi-Oh, and I guess that's just because they wanted to attract an even younger crowd. Maybe they thought that the original was too serious, too dark. I mean, I know that they, tried to soften it as much as they could, but I guess that wasn't enough, so they added all of this kiddie stuff. I mean, even Zexal does this. Like, the characters in Zexal are so young. Like, they're supposed to be in middle school, but they look like they're in elementary school. Vrains, I mean, I haven't seen an episode of Vrains yet. I've only seen the opening, but they look older. And they also look older in the, what was it called? It was 5Ds. That's what it was. They also look a lot older in 5Ds. I think that the shows are at their best when they take the material seriously, even though it's clearly ridiculous. It's card games on a gigantic disc that's on your arm that probably weighs a ton because of all the technology built into it. And yet, they do a good job suspending your disbelief about it. Let's see. I just know that Vrains, the most common version of Yu-Gi-Oh! Is 7s, but I haven't seen that one yet. Okay, so we've got that done. We've got the Mama Luigi joke. It is, let's see, it's about 20-25 minutes. I want to dedicate more to the stream. What else do we have? We have Punched in the Air. We have all the PB in the shop became a woman. Yeah. Man, I think we can do something about the falling. Like, going back to the falling animation that I was working on before. Like, right now I have it so that he is falling just in this this Mama Luigi frame. There's so much more that we can do here. Like, this scene right here. I think this is where we initially get it. No, it's from this part, but my gosh, there's a lot. So let's listen to some more stuff. Let's go back, just replenish or revisit what we're doing here.
Okay, just got back from the coffee shop just around the corner. Something kind of crazy just happened.
Coffee shop around the corner. Something crazy just happened.
And I've never been to this place before.
Never been to this place before.
This menu.
I gotta fix this.
It's very big and confusing. I don't see just regular coffee. It's just a normal size, a normal amount of coffee, and just a normal coffee.
I want to manipulate this a little bit. I'm not going to do anything too harsh on this. I just want to kind of make it a lot more distorted, like this little, I guess for lack of a better word, I'm going to make this almost very LSD. Just this line right here, the way he says it, it sounds like something that can be manipulated.
See just regular coffee.
I want it to start at the just part.
Just regular coffee, just a normal size, a normal amount of coffee, and just a normal coffee.
My gosh, just the way he says it, Oh man, I remember liking the Yu-Gi-Oh manga better. Never seen the Yu-Gi-Oh manga. No, I can't say that. I remember seeing a little bit of the very first iteration of Yu-Gi-Oh where, it wasn't anything to do with card games. It was just a boy who had this alter ego and he fought bullies. I remember that. I remember seeing bits and pieces of that. That was like, I think that was like mid-90s. Edit coffee to sound like a cough. Just get back from the corner, just around the coffee shop. It's stupid enough to work. Yeah, that could work. I'm going to work on this first, and then I'm going to do that edit right there. So let's do this. First I'm going to duplicate, and I want to edit this audio here. I want to oh man, there's so many ways I can go about this. Let's do a reverb effect first. And then I want to, okay, let's see how this sounds right now.
Just regular coffee.
Yeah.
Just a normal.
And then I want to spike the pitch on this. I want to make it even higher pitched. Whoops, oh, my number lock is off, that's why. And whenever I start the computer up, number lock is always off. It's been that way since Windows 95.
Regular coffee.
Higher. Needs to be higher. Man.
Just regular coffee.
There we go. I think that's a good pitch. Yeah, this is the part of YouTube poop creation that is a little less organized. It's more free flow, and I want to make sure I'm not, losing that sense. I mean, if you think too hard about whether or not something works as a joke in YouTube poop, sometimes you just lose. You lose a little bit too much about a little too much of what what the heart and soul of it is. I definitely don't want that to happen. So let's add some visual effects. This is Vegas Pro 16, and one of my favorite effects. Well, I'm going to actually show this to you real quick. Sometimes you see this in some of my other videos, or you may have seen a variant of it. But there are some effects that were designed to be for those VR cameras. So I'm going to go to that, because even though the VR obviously, or VR headsets I should say. So even though you're not seeing this through a VR headset, I mean, I think that's the fun of it. It's a really cool effect. Let me see if I can find it. It is, oh yeah, dual fish eye stitching. Yeah, because when you have a VR headset on, Oculus Quest, Samsung Gear 360, whatever, what happens is it's showing you two individual images. But these effects, like I'm going to add it to this, and you can see what it does. Yeah. Whew. That is something that I don't see in I don't see that in any other software. But you can even, look at the way that it moves.
Just regular coffee.
Now, the audio is cutting out a little bit, but that's okay. It's the visuals that I'm more concerned of. So, yeah, just the way it moves. Heck, I can even edit it even more if I so desired. What else can I do here? What else? If I want to intensify it, what can I do? No, don't do that. Can I adjust the field? Yes, the field of view. But right there, maybe. Left fisheye. Man. If you have this in your current Sony Vegas, that's awesome. Okay, that looks really good. Then I'm going to animate, or at least I could try to animate this, but if not, no problemo. Here we go. I think right about here is for now. Can put in some Nichiju coffee shop scenes with this audio. The main character keeps freaking out when she orders something. I haven't seen that show, but I gotta check that out. It's what's it called? Nichiju. I hope these animes. I hope I'm saying them right. I actually tried to learn Japanese way back when, and I got the alphabet down pat. Mirror the visuals to make it even more distorted. Well, I mean, they're kind of... Actually, you know what? Let me remove this left fisheye here and add a mirror instead then. Make it more distorted. Mirror. And actually, I'm going to do this on a different layer. So you'll see what I'm doing in just a sec. I'm going to separate this, and then I'm going to kind of blend this copied version in here so that I have a little bit more of this dreamlike, this trance-like effect. Then I'll add a mirror, and that mirror is going to, let's see, I want a 90-degree mirror here. How does this look?
Regular coffee, just a normal size, a normal amount of coffee, and
I want this effect to, like, almost this blur. I want this blur sooner. I want a lot sooner than that.
just regular coffee, just a normal size, a normal amount of coffee.
Yeah, this is just freaky. And I love these effects. And then I've got the tiny planet. So give me a second. I'll show you tiny planet in just a moment. Let me put this here. And then let me show you what tiny planet does. Again, this is one of those things where, in Vegas you have the swirl effect, you've got the pinch and punch effect, and they just seem like effects that are proper for YouTube poops because they're, it distorts everything so easily. The tiny planet effect I really like as well. So it does something so bizarre. I have no idea how to describe it. I'm adding it, and look at this. Like, it's almost like a different dimension. It's like I'm looking deep into a hole, and I love adding it when I want to, do crazy things with visuals. But this I can also edit so I can have it like zoom in a little bit. I want to zoom in and it will make it look like I'm looking down. Oh yeah, look at that. Look at that. Everything's just coming together. And look at this visual right here. It is so unique. It's so entrancing to look at. Can I blur the... No, I can't blur it. So, my gosh. It's almost like you're going down a pipe or like this wormhole, and it's a wormhole made entirely of a visual scene. I don't want to stop there. I want to maybe discolor it as it goes along. So I'm going to copy this. Again, fuse it, but I'm going to make this next one. Maybe what can I add this effect, or should I use a different discoloration effect? Like, there are all sorts of ways to discolor something. Like, Vegas is beautiful when it comes to changing colors in video and images. Like, I think that if you're a videographer making something for a wedding or a corporate video, Vegas is just so much that you can use to enhance those visuals. And I think that is one of its biggest strengths. Like, I can invert the luminosity here. And then it looks like this at the end. Let's see. There you go. You can see the color just starting to change. Look at that. Man. Orpheus for the win vibes. Man. So, what all of this is going to lead to now. Let's see. I've got this line again.
Just regular.
I want to separate. Well, maybe no. I don't want to separate. How much of this can I fuse into this? Can I? Man, this is just so. There's so much to do here. Right here.
Just regular coffee.
Oh man. Like, the visuals are, the audio is probably going to cut in and out here because I've got the stream going on, but let's see what happens here.
Just regular coffee, just a normal size, a normal amount of coffee, and just a normal.
Ooh, yeah, then I've got, to top it all off, I've got this, which will integrate. Man. It's like the character is going completely insane. Well, he is going completely insane in this video, but he's going even more insane here. Like, all these visuals just going to stack up so nicely, one on top of the other. Let's see how it ends up. Now there's this one part right here that the visuals just start a little too soon in, but I can worry about. Let's see. There you go. Okay. Let's see how this looks now.
Just regular coffee, just a normal.
Okay, that starts a little too soon. I'm gonna take these out a little bit more. I don't want too much to happen too fast. I want it to be like this slowly happening effect. Like one visual after the other is going on. And let's see now.
Just regular coffee, just a normal size, a normal amount of coffee, and just a normal coffee.
Yeah, there we go. There we go. I don't have to use the entirety of these clips. I'm just going to stop it right there. And I'm going to extend the audio. The changed on it.
Do you have?
Oh, right here. Right there.
Do you have that?
Man, this is going to be a fun one to look at. Abnormal visuals for normal coffee. Damn right. Start right after he says regular. Let me see what happens when.
Just regular.
Yeah, just is a little superfluous. It could be either or because, well, actually no. I think it does sound better without the just sound effects. Let's get rid of that. Might have to make some changes on that. I thought I unlinked this. Okay, let's unlink. Good. Just. And then I want to pull this.
Regular coffee, just a normal size, a normal amount of coffee, and just a normal coffee.
Do you have that?
Yeah, there we go. You know what? The other thing about this is that it's going to, it breaks up the pace a little bit. When you have YouTube poops, when you're making a YouTube poop, like, you do want to alter pace to help to keep some of that attention span, because if you just have one joke firing one after the other too many times, then eventually the audience is just going to get numb. But if you break it up, you break up the pacing ever so slightly every now and again, then it helps with the jokes that you're eventually going to tell, even enhancing some of the jokes that you've already told. So let's see. That looks like that now. What we got? It's 5 minutes left in the stream. Let's see if I can do one more thing. I want to do one more thing here. Let's see. I don't want to do the Nichiju thing because, again, I'm going to be a little bit skewed against things that could be marked as copyrighted content. But what I can do is, let's see, what's something else that we can do? We got 5 minutes left. At the very least, it can be started.
Do you have that? And so I actually just said, do you have coffee? She says, yes.
Yes.
It's $1.50. I pull out my card. I don't have.
Oh wait. Oh wait. I pull out my. Hold on. A little abstract idea happening like right here. A little abstract.
Pull out my card.
Pull out my card. Oh man. I wonder. Okay. There are several things he can pull out. There are so many things I can think of that he can pull out right now. I could pull out my card. Let me look at the script again. Shoot. Let's look at that script and see what else I can I splice him to say something else? I pulled out my coffee. I mean, that's a very, I pulled out my coffee is a very interesting way of going about it. What else can be done? Let's see. I'm going to take a look at the transcript. Let's around the cafe. Turn left and right. I pulled out. I turned my head back to the cashier. I pulled out my head. My gosh. Again, paradox of choice. So many things. So I'll start one thing, and we'll see. Oh, thank you so much, Josuke. I pulled out my trap card. Shoot. In the beginning, just got back from the corner just around the coffee shop. Yeah, let's do that simple edit as well. Like trap card, that's a great idea. That's a great idea. Let me write that down before. Okay, trap card. And then, let's do this. I pull, like...
Okay, just got back from the coffee shop. Just around the corner.
Just back from the coffee shop. Just around the corner.
Got back from... Okay, just got back... Okay, just got...
Yeah, right here's where I started.
Okay, just got back from...
That's a good way to open the video as well. It's a good way to open it.
The coffee shop. Just around the corner.
Let's do that. Put it right here because I know that's going to mark the beginning of the video, or at least be one of the first things that happens. I'm not going to alter the visuals too much. Probably don't have to.
Okay, just got back from the coffee shop.
The coffee shop.
Just around the...
He says...
The corner.
The corner.
The corner. The coffee shop.
Yeah. Now, I don't have to match his mouth movements. I don't think it will be that big a deal.
From the corner.
And I can have him start to say the in this portion and have it blend a little bit here.
The corner. Back from the corner. Just around.
Here we go. And do the same thing here. I'm going to put it right here. Have the blend in.
Just around the coffee shop. Just around the coffee shop.
All right, his mouth movements, maybe I can edit them a little bit more, but
the corner.
Let's see. Better yet, I think what I could do here, since the dialogue is intended to match when he says the coffee shop in the corner, I wonder what it looks like if I reverse this clip, if I just reverse it. What does it look like now?
Okay, just got back from...
All right.
Okay, just got back...
Let's see.
Okay, just got back from the corner. Just around the coffee shop.
I think, does he finish the coffee shop? There's something I could do here.
Yeah.
Again, it being reversed, so because it's reversed, he's actually getting up out of his chair, but I can do a little jig right here. A jig with his jib. I'm a classic person, so I see an opportunity to do a quick forward reverse thing, then I'll do it. So here's what I'm going to do. Just, let's see, how does it look now? Oh, there we go. There we go.
Yeah.
I don't know, something about that. Add one more. Why not? There we go. Hey, what's going on, Uncle LJ? How's it going? Oh, man. Okay, American Psycho card. My cardio. I love it. That's so great. Man, I'm glad you're all loving this, man. One thing I will say is that these live streams are probably going to be happening a little more regularly, and I might be doing them for longer as well. Again, just kind of getting my feet wet with this whole live stream. In fact, that no doubt you could see the watermark on this, on some of this, on the video, the camera that you've got of me. So that's probably going to go away pretty soon. It's just because I have an unregistered version of this software that I'm using, but I can live with that for now, and I'll probably get rid of it in just a sec. Might even get a better camera. You would know that I'm using my phone for this. So, let's see. Can we do one? Let's fit in one more thing. Let's fit in that card. Like, there's trap card. There is Uno reverse card. There's a lot there that I can use. Does he say the word trap or anything similar? No. Does he say reverse? No. But can I make him say trap card? Let's do rap, because he doesn't even use the word rap. But does he end a word in app? So the closest that he gets to app is kind of crazy thing just happened. It's very early on in the video. Let's listen to it. Let's see. It's right at the start.
Something kind of crazy just happened.
Oh, that's soft. That is soft. That is, oh man, I won't be able to use that. The emphasis needs to be on trap if I'm going to use that. So there's appears, but that's not the same vocal sound. Oh man, this is going to be the interesting part. I mean, I pulled out my coffee, and man, whew. I wonder, is there, could I use at and then remove the T and add the P if he has a sharp P sound that I can soften, which would be really effective for trap. But first I should take a look and see if he has a TRA word that he ever says in this transcript. And the only thing that pops up is the word transcript, which isn't said in the video, it's just transcript. So, but TRA, DRA is doable because T and D, you're almost making the same mouth positions with those. He doesn't use DRA. Darn it. DRA. Okay. Well, we're going to have to put a pin in this. There's something definitely doable. Definitely doable. I know it. And we just need to figure out what it is. But, whew, we did quite a lot here. So, what have we done? Well, for starters, we've opened the video very nicely. We've added a kick with John Cena effect, even prepared this still image for some greater for some extra punchlines later in the video. We have made him kick Iran. We have made him fall on a magic balloon, which is going to be completed. Oh man, this is a good one. This is a good one. You know, the thing is that when you start a video, you don't always know where it's going to take you. It's a journey every single time. Even when you prepare for something and you think you know a certain direction the video is going to go, it takes you in a whole different direction. That's the beauty of working on these YouTube poops. It's not like, it can be a little bit different from almost every other thing that you create, because your expectations will almost never be fulfilled, but they'll be accomplished in an entirely different way. And it makes you feel so elated when something does work, or even more elated when something alternative works that you never thought of. You're awesome, man. You're all awesome people who are wonderful watching the stream, and I love your input. Oh, Josuke, if not trap, maybe yeah, I've got time. Let's take a look and see if there's a CH sound. Sun Neo Kaku just dropping by to say thank you all for all the great entertainment. Thank you so much for dropping on in. Really appreciate it. Man, this was a fun stream. I wish I could continue it. Does he make a CH sound? He doesn't make a CHA sound, but does he make a CH sound? Let's look at the transcript. Man. Oh my gosh. I mean, the video is like 3 minutes long, half of which is his pure narration, no music. You'd think that there'd be something there. Well. Maybe, okay. There are other videos of him, though. I'm sure that we can pull from those other videos. I only used that one video of him in here, so I would search, like, what I would do here is I would search all of his other videos for, if not the word trap, something else that would work. Again, it's all trial and error here. All trial and error. If something doesn't work, you push on, see what else does. Can you play the first clip? It's just so good. You betcha. Hang on, let me go right back to it.
Okay, just got back from the...
Oh, let's start from the... So it's a little bit cleaner.
Okay, just got back from the corner. Just around the coffee shop.
Yeah, it takes a second to load everything, but you can hear it just fine.
Just around the coffee shop.
Yeah, the thing about reversing a clip in Vegas is that it creates a brand new file of a reversed clip, but that's the reason why it can take some time for this thing to fully load itself. That's why I have it set to preview, because if I have it set to best, it'll be the best possible quality, but the preview screen that you're seeing everything through is going to be a little more janky, and we don't want that. But I love this so much right here. Come on. Yeah. Just the way that he does that. I think that, you know, I'll use that a little more often in the end result. So, yo, hear me out. Make your own ch sound. I'll have to try that out. I mean, I can always pull another ch sound from somewhere. The thing about consonant sounds is that if the audio quality or the recording is very similar to what you're currently using, you can get away with having another person making consonant sounds. And that's especially true with the letter T. The T is almost, you know, uniform across the English language when people speak it. All right, so we've gotten a lot done. Man, I just know this is going to be a good one. I think we got a lot more done in this video than we did in the Velma video last week. Still. So here's what we're going to do. What I'm going to do is I'm going to do this a little more semi-regularly, but as time goes on, I'm going to extend the lengths of the stream so that I can hang out with you a little bit longer during those periods. Because you're all awesome. Really are. That's where we're going to end things for today. But man, oh man, oh man, was this fun. I always love making YouTube Hoops live. So, guys, appreciate you. Next stream, according to ye ol' calendar, if we're doing this 2 weeks from now, it will be on the 11th of March. And let's see if we can do it for a little bit longer on that next one. In the meantime, have a wonderful, wonderful weekend. See you next stream.